What's up guys, Peter here from Reviews on Anything, and today we are outside because we're having a look at a bike accessory. Now this is my bike, it's a cargo bike as you can see, and it's quite an expensive one. This one is about 7 grand in this spec, which is a lot of money for a bike, but it's quite a bike and I'll show you that in a different video. But today I want to show you the lock that I put on it, because obviously if you spend this much money on a bike, you want to make sure it's safe when you park it somewhere. So, I got myself the 9100 from ABUS. This is the Yvi chain, and it's quite the monster. It weighs about 5 kilos and it's 170 centimeters long, so you can see it's a pretty serious piece of kit, which makes sense because it's a pretty serious bike. You know, you want to make sure you can lock it to a stationary object like a lamppost or something to make sure nobody drives off with it. And you know, nothing scares off a thief more than a lock like this. So let's have a closer look and see what's what. Alright, so here we are in the middle of my bike and I'll show you sort of how the lock works. It's pretty self-explanatory really. It goes through your frame, through your wheel, through anything sort of solid on your bike, and then obviously you lock it around something solid like a lamppost, a bin, anything really that is locked down to the ground that you can't get open. You can see that the mechanism here is sort of protected by a plastic cage. Obviously that is for additional safety. The whole lock is covered sort of in a mesh that makes it sort of very hard to cut through when you're getting an angle grinder out, for example, and you want to cut the lock. Inside this mesh is a 10mm thick chain, so you know, protection all around, which obviously makes it so heavy together with the size. Like I said, it weighs almost 5 kilos and this is about 1.70 meters long, so you know, you can certainly lock this to a larger distance, to an object further away. Obviously that makes sense because the bike is so big you can't always park it right next to a lamppost. Now, pretty straightforward key, a whole key fob here. Nothing to see here, it's symmetrical, so it goes in both ways. Just a matter of twisting it and you can just lock the pin here into the mechanism, lock it, and you're good to go. Very nice, very safe. It certainly makes me feel confident to leave this you know, expensive bike behind when it's locked with this particular lock. I don't always use it. In a different video I'll show you the disc brake lock that I use sort of to pop in and out of shops quickly. This is more when I park it overnight or when I park it outside somebody's house on the street when I'm, you know, gone for longer periods of time. Then this lock works really great. Any downsides? Well, the weight and the length make it sort of a little uncomfortable to handle. You know, 5 kilos and 1.70 meters is a bit of a handful, but you know, that is the price to pay for a lock this good and with a safety category this high. It does the job perfectly. Obviously my bike has not been stolen, but with this, you know, it's confidence inspiring that you can lock your bike with this and nobody's gonna get it, unless they come with some serious you know, hardware, but nobody does that when they're stealing a bike. So all around, it fits my needs exactly. It is expensive. It's 130 euros here in Holland. That is a lot of money for a lock, but considering this is a 7,000 euro bike, it's a small price to pay, and it really doesn't make sense in my mind to spend this much money on a bike and then buy a shitty lock on the cheap. So don't mind spending that kind of money to keep the bike safe. This is Peter from Reviews on Anything with a look at the ABUS Yvi chain 9100. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to the channel and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers!